everyone, it's Norma and I'm here with part 2 of my candle empties for the month of August. So I'm going to start out with a couple candles that aren't quite finished, but they're definitely going to be done today. So I'm just going to include them because I need to get this filmed and get it edited and get it up. So I did some tea candles pretty much at the very end of August, right before I went on vacation. Kind of as a transition, because I was kind of getting anxious to do some fall scents, but you know, it was hot. It was like 90s and the humids. It was hot and humid, and basically I was not in the mood for fall candles, but I was kind of over my summer candles. So I kind of did like a tea and vanilla combo at the very end of August to kind of transition me over the hump. And then the vanillas that I have not finished, I'll keep burning through the month of September and start mixing with the apple and everything. So this is a candle from Light My Soy. This is lemon iced tea. Light My Soy went out of business shortly after I discovered them. And this is an okay scent. It's not as not quite the same as the Bath & Body Works London, but it's similar. To me, this one smells a little bit more like an instant iced tea versus, you know, like a freshly brewed iced tea. As you can see, it's almost done. Burn problems, you know, very little issues. It did have some puny wick syndrome once it passed the midway point, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, it would pool out. Throw was okay. It was kind of light to medium. I mean, it is a discontinued company, so you can't really purchase this anymore unless you buy it from a private seller. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going into it. Now over here, let me see if I can get this out. Now over here is sweet iced tea. And this is this year's version from Colonial Candle. It previously was called, I think, Southern iced tea or Southern sweet tea. I can't remember exactly what it was called. This has been performing flawlessly. I did have a little bit of issue when it first started. And I actually have two of these going, and I started them at the same time. They're pretty much at the same place right now. They've been burning the same, so I'm only going to show you the one. But I've had no issues whatsoever, other than, you know, the first burn, it took a long time to get a wax pool. You know, these are 22-ounce oval shaped, so it does take a while to get a wax pull going on these. So you want to start them on a weekend, you know, when you got a lot of time. But after the first couple burns and it got going, I've had no issues. As you can see, the flames have been doing well. I haven't had puny wick syndrome on this. I get a full wax pull all the way. Especially once I got, you know, probably 2/3 of the way down in the candle, then I had no pooling issues whatsoever. At first it did take a while to pull out all the way to the end where it would like just not quite reach the side, but as you can see, it's a very, very clean burn. I have no soot, I have very little residue. It's been performing wonderfully, and this is definitely a candle that I would repurchase. Sweet iced tea. Okay, so let's get to the actual empties. Where to start? I guess I'll start here since I just showed you a Colonial candle. This is Colonial Candle Juicy Watermelon. This is one of the new spring scents. And unfortunately, I never got around to actually reviewing this because this was the only one that for me was really more summer than spring, because the other ones were more like a floral, so that I did them earlier when I first got them, but I kind of saved this one. And I was actually going to save it for next spring, but if you recall, in the first part of the video, I had a cucumber melon theme going on in my main room, and so when I needed a smaller candle to fill in the gap when the other ones had finished, I grabbed this one. Perfect burn. Unlike the other candles that came out in this collection where I had some issues with puny wick syndrome, I didn't have any with this. This one actually burned really well. It's an 8 ounce. The throw was okay. I mean, I did have this in my great room as a filler candle, so I wasn't really burning it for the throw and the scent. I was burning it more as a blender just to fill in. But when I was in the vicinity, I could smell it. It wasn't super strong. I don't think this kind of scent's going to be strong naturally. I have heard good things of this from people who have burnt the large jar. They seem to like it. It's not, the type of scent I would normally get, but it's kind of even though it says juicy watermelon, it's a little bit like a candy watermelon, but not too much. I wouldn't say it's like Jolly Rancher watermelon. It's not that much of a candy, but it doesn't smell exactly like a real fresh watermelon, which, because it's been so hot this summer, I've been eating a lot of it. So I'm really, really familiar with the scent of it, of a fresh watermelon. But I don't burn watermelon candles in general, so I can't compare it with any other watermelon candle out there. Would I get it again? I probably wouldn't go out of my way to order it, but if I came across it like at Home Goods, or if it was like deeply discounted, like 75% off or something like that, I think I would probably consider picking it up. It's just there's other scents I like better. Now this is a melon scent I do like. This is Yankee Candle's Honeydew Melon. And I believe this one has been retired, which I just don't understand why, because I think it's one of their better scents, but oh well. Green Candle. I had some issues with it tunneling. Not at first. At first, it burnt really well. It has, I don't know if you can see, it has a pretty, thick wick in there. So at first, I had to like really make sure I kept that wick trimmed so it wouldn't get out of control. So the first few burns, I had no issues with it pulling out. But somewhere along the line in the middle, and it may have been my fault due to timing issues and not having time, I did start to have some issues with it wanting to pull out all the way. And as you can see, it left some residue. But I have burnt this in the 3-wick, and I burnt the 3-wick. I didn't do this scent last year. I think it must have been 2 years ago. The 3-wick, if you find them at like Burlington Coat Factory, or if you see it at the outlet, I would definitely get this again in the 3-wick versus the large jar again, because the 3-wick really throws great. And once you get past the first couple burns, they pulled out fairly well. They do take a while though, but I do like this scent a lot, and it's something I would repurchase again if I come across it. Any other Yankee candles? Yep. Got over here. I did 2 of these. Oh, can I grab it? This is Yankee Candle's Enchanted Garden, which is basically a dupe for their Evening Air scent. And this is a cologne scent, but it's not a straight up cologne. To me, it's a little bit herbal. It's a little bit floral. It's a little bit fresh. It's a little bit of cologne. It's kind of a blend of all of that. And I thought it was a nice transition scent, for August, where we're starting to turn our minds toward the fall scents, but it's still summer. And for that, I really, really enjoyed it. And I paired it with the Colonial candle, River Sun, and Parisian Cafe. And the 3 scents, did very well together. Now, I did have the other Colonial candles and 2 of these going in my bedroom. And I wish I could say I could smell this. Every once in a while, especially, if I went to sniff the candle, I could definitely smell it. But for 2 of these, one should have been enough to scent my bedroom. I don't have a big bedroom. 1 of these definitely should have been enough. I could only smell it with 2 going, and and even then it was light. Now, I haven't actually burned my evening air jar. I think I have one somewhere. But I've had this scent before. It came out in the World Journey line as Alaskan Nights or Alaskan Light, something like that. And that came out in a paraffin 2-wick tumbler. And that through, I would burn one of those in my bedroom, and I could definitely smell it. This, the problem with Yankee lately is the throw. The burn on this, it was definitely a slow burner. Even though it had really thick wicks, I had just a little bit of a issue. It wasn't a major thing, but it definitely was a little bit of a slower burner. I like the scent, so I would get it again, I think, even though it doesn't throw. I'm not ready to abandon all my Yankees, even though they've been disappointing. I can't give them up yet, people. I just can't do it. I'm just not going to be hoarding them. Okay, another disappointment. Probably the first World Journey that was scentless for me. Sansa Bora. Believe it or not, at one point this was a beautiful pink wax color. Now it's kind of ugly looking. As you can see, the main reason I stopped burning this candle, because even though there's lots of wax in them, is the wicks moved. I did move them over a few times, but then by the time it got to this point, I was like, I'm done with moving you guys. I can't smell you anyway, and now you're not even a pretty pink color. I thought when I purchased this, it was going to be a dupe for Pink Sands. I don't know if it lost its scent. It never really smelled like Pink Sands when I bought it, but I got it anyway, and it just was scentless to me. I mean, I couldn't even describe to you what it's supposed to smell like, because I could not smell anything. It was very beautiful when it was burning, when it was still a pink color. 2013 pour. It was gorgeous burning as long as it maintained that, beautiful pink color. I had them burning in my Crystal Hurricanes. So it was very pretty burning, but I could not smell it. If I saw it again in the store, I would pick it up to see if I could smell it. I mean, what is this supposed to smell like? I don't know. Scentless. I wouldn't repurchase that. Okay. 2 candles I would repurchase. Bath and Body Works. Told you I had a tea theme going. So this is London. This is the version that came out this summer. And then Southern Sweet Tea, which was a White Barn exclusive last summer. I finally felt I could burn one this year. Love both of these. Definitely will be repurchases. I'm trying to think. My Southern Sweet Tea was perfect. I had no puny wick syndrome. I had no crazy wicks. It burnt exactly like a candle should. It threw like a dream. One of my all-time favorite candles, period. London, I did have some puny wick syndrome toward the very end, but it wasn't anything major. Definitely, another favorite of mine that I will repurchase. More Bath and Body Works. Oh, people. I don't know what the problem is lately. Warm apple pie from Bath and Body Works. I had 3 of them going. I love this scent. I absolutely love the scent. Now, I was trying to find a higher batch, because this is the first one I got, A1. I loved it. Couldn't smell it. So around that time, we had a huge discussion about batch numbers in my Facebook group, and everybody said they were having luck with an A6 or higher. I could never find an A6. I was able to find some A5s, so I bought all the A5s they had. I think they had like 5, maybe. I think because I have 2. I know I have at least 2 more, maybe 3 more A5s. I have not been able to find anything higher. The scent, to me, is the most authentic apple pie scent I've come across. You definitely get the pie filling, and you definitely get the buttery bakery pie crust note. I just want to be able to smell it. Now, when I had 3 of them going in my great room, and I was standing in my kitchen, which is just a few feet away, I could smell it. The way the airflow, the currents went in that area, I could smell it. If I put this candle anywhere else and set it down, I couldn't smell it. Ironically, if I would pick it up and carry it from room to room, I could smell it then. So I don't know. Was it something with the airflow? I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. But I love the scent enough that even though it's very light, I would get it again. I would, because I really like it. Goose Creek. I have 2 Goose Creeks going in the medium jars. I had Black Amber Plum and Warm Wishes. So I'm going to start with Warm Wishes. This was sent to me by my friend Tamara, and she couldn't believe I had never tried it. Now, as you can see, the wicks did move toward the end. This is basically a vanilla cake type scent. The scent itself, I really, really like. She sent me the jar and a melt to try. The melt is perfection, if you like that type of scent. So I will definitely be getting the melt again. I'm kind of like going back and forth in my mind whether to do the jar or not, because this is a type of scent I would probably use as a blender scent versus, just a standalone, which is what I do with most of my vanilla scents. I like it enough to definitely get it in the melt again. I would probably pick up, a couple jars here or there of this when there's a good sale. But I like peanut butter sugar so much more, and to me, peanut butter sugar is more like a shortbread cookie type of scent, like with just a hint of nuts. It's not like a real gooey, ooey, heavy peanut scent. That works as a blender candle to me too for a lot of bakery scents, like with like with the apple, that type of thing. So I do like it. I will be repurchasing it. I'm just kind of on the fence as to if it's going to be my favorite vanilla or not. As you know, I recently tried Yankee Candle's French vanilla, and I really like that. So I don't know. I think a couple years ago I did a standoff on the Christmas cookie candles out there, and I kind of compared them, and I picked my favorite. I might have to do that with vanillas one day, because there's so many vanillas out there. It's hard to know which is the best, but I do like it enough to get it again. Like I said, the verdict is out if it's going to be like my number one favorite. Black Amber Plum, I love, love, love this scent. But unlike my Warm Wishes, I think I forgot to mention that, my Warm Wishes had no burn issues whatsoever, other than the wicks moving at the very end. My Black Amber Plum, along with a few other Goose Creek candles I have going on right now, I've had some issues with puny wick syndrome. And I mean from the very beginning, from the first light of the candle, when I didn't even trim the wicks. As you can see, they burn. I was able to get, a wax pool going. I was able to get scent throw, clean burn. I have no soot issues, hardly any, basically because the flames never got high enough to emit soot. So I don't know what the issue is with that. initially when I first tried Goose Creek a few years ago, one of the things I did not like about them is they had crazy high flames and there was a lot of soot. And I was at the point I was never going to buy Goose Creek again, and then they revamped everything. But having the flames so tiny that I can't even see them is not a good thing either. So far I've just been doing it in the medium jars, so I don't know if it's a medium jar problem. And they are discontinuing this size, by the way. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes, because I got several burning right now. I hope they correct themselves. Like I said, it continued to burn. I just would have liked the flames not quite so tiny. Another Goose Creek. This is a decorative tumbler that I picked up last year. This is Twilight. I don't remember what the scent notes are, but I think it's like basically a musky jasmine type scent. I had this going in the bathroom. I mean, these tumblers are really beautiful when they're burning. This one was okay. It was, like I said, kind of a jasmine, musky, maybe a hint of rose in there. I'm not sure. It's, a floral. It's almost like a body care type scent. And it was okay in my small bathroom. I could smell it in there. I don't think it would have done well in my bedroom unless I had more than one going. But in the small bathroom, it was okay. It looked really pretty. I think this is discontinued now. If it was still around, I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't repurchase it. If I repurchased it, it would just be for looks, because it was very pretty in the tumbler. But the scent itself was it was okay. This one is Henri Bendel. What scent is this? Amber. I stocked up on this one, people. Yes, I did. I love this scent. It reminds me of the perfume Opium, which I used to wear. I still have it. I just don't, go out at night very often anymore. So, to me, that scent's like, a night perfume. And this candle just reminds me of it. And I just love, love, love this scent. It is a retired scent. So if you like this scent, if you find it, buy it, because it's going bye-bye. I had a really hard time finding some more, but luckily a friend helped me track some down, and I bought every candle they had in that store. I love it. Vanilla cone and ginger root from Kringle candle. When was it? It wasn't 4th of July weekend. It was the last weekend in July. I went no, I'm sorry, not July. It was in August. I went to see my mom, and we went to the local ice cream place, which is called Frosty Boy. And normally I get like a cone or something. I said, I'm really hot, really thirsty. I think I want a cooler. So I asked them if they made Boston coolers. They said yes. So I had a Boston cooler, and I hadn't had one in years and years. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. And then on my way home the next day, I stopped at McDonald's, and they were selling Boston coolers for like a limited time, I guess. And I had one then. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I am like just enchanted with Boston coolers now. And so I decided to recreate that in my candles, because I was ready to start new candles that weekend. So I did the vanilla cone, which is a beautiful vanilla cone scent. I mean, it's exactly what it smells exactly like this picture. Absolutely. And then the ginger root is exactly what it says, fresh ginger root. The two together were really nice. Both of them together blended well. I could distinctly smell the vanilla cone. I could distinctly smell the ginger, but the two scents together went very well together. I would have liked the throw to be a little bit stronger. I had both of these going in my computer room, but I could smell it. So, after having a bunch of candles that I can't smell, the fact that I could smell them at all was wonderful. If it would have been a little bit stronger, it would have been better, but it was okay. It was strong enough where at least I could smell it and enjoy it when I was in the room. It just didn't drift outside the door into the hallway. So, there you guys have it. That is my empties for the month of August. And I'm just getting really into my candles for September. I will probably, I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing my What I Am Burning Now video. I may wait toward the end of the month. If I don't do it tomorrow, it may be a little bit later than I normally do it. But so far so good there, I think. Just got a couple more candles I need to finish up so I can break out a couple more fall ones, which I've been just waiting for cooler weather. It's been so hot, but I think today we're going to see the change. Finally, getting a cold front going through, so the temps are going to drop from the 90s into the 70s, and I think even the upper 60s next week. So finally I can start putting away all the summer candles, the summer decor, and get my fall on. So stay tuned for that. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe below, and have a blessed day.